How's it brawling, guys? Dr. Nemesis here, coming at you guys with... It's not exactly a sneak peek when you can't show people the sneak peek, but this is in regards to yesterday's sneak peek, which is something I'm very excited for, almost as much as everything that's coming to the game, which are balance changes. I am so excited for balance changes coming to Brawl Stars. It's not even funny. Couple of nerfs, couple of buffs. Overall, I think it's a pretty solid way or set of balance changes that are coming to the game. I think it's very much needed for a couple of the brawlers that they did, and some of them I'm not too impressed with, to be honest. So let's get right into it. Basically, I'm going to go over, this time around, I'm going to go over the nerfs first, and then I'll go over the buffs. And I'm just going to, as I tell you the nerfs and the buffs, I'm just going to tell you how I feel about it, because some of them I don't care about, and some of them I'm kind of shocked. So, anyway, the first one is... Crow. Crow is getting a nerf. So instead of being able to charge his or fully charge his super with 6 daggers, he's gonna have to do it with 8. So before, his big thing was he 6 shots and his super was fully charged and he was able to just jump on you and take you out, or something like that. It was, I think, 6 daggers and his poison, or I think, anyway. So yeah, Crow, I don't have Crow, but he is, I play against him all the time, and he is a burden. He can be the biggest headache, that anybody can deal with, which is, it's very frustrating, especially when it's a brawler that you don't have because of their tier or their rarity. But anyway, Crow, getting his super is now going to take 8 daggers as opposed to 6, which is what it takes right now. So yeah, I think this is cool. I definitely think Crow needed a nerf, but I do feel like he needs a slight buff. Like I said, I don't have him, but when I play against him, I feel like he dies so fast. Like, it's absurd. I'm almost scared to unlock this character because he's just gonna die so fast. But I guess that's kind of the trade. He does a pretty decent amount of damage, and his poison over time is what really gets you. So, I guess it's a trade-off, but I just wish he had, I don't have him, but I wish he had just a tiny bit more health, so that when I do unlock him, I'm not terrified of getting blown away in one shot by a Shelly or a Bull. So yeah, overall, I think this was needed. Crow needed it. So next up, we have Dynamite, who's getting a nerf. I believe the last couple balance changes, he's been getting buffs, nothing but buffs. So Dynamite is going to be getting his main attack and super projectile speed is getting decreased by 5%. I don't really care for it. I know a lot of the big Brawl Stars YouTubers, I know they're very hateful towards Dynamite, but I don't think he's that bad. I think he can be frustrating to play against, but I don't think he's too terrible. With that said, the decrease to his throw speed, I don't really consider it anything spectacular. I honestly, I don't really care about it. I think it's cool. He's going to be a little bit slower at throwing it, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I think he's still going to be he's still gonna do what he does, and nothing's gonna change that. So, I mean, that's pretty much it for Dynamite. Let me know what you guys think about that particular buff. The next thing is Ricochet. Decreased main attack and super damage from 320 to 300. That, in the grand scheme of things, isn't that bad. Ricochet, in my opinion, is the best brawler in the game at the moment. I don't think this is going to change anything. I think he's still going to be able to take out any and everybody, and he's still going to be a force to be reckoned with. As far as, what do I think they should have done with him? Maybe just less bullets that he shoots. I don't think that's too much to ask for. Maybe 1 or 2 less bullets that he shoots, because if he hits you with all of them, you get demolished. And on his super's just insane. If you get caught in a crevice or in a tight little corner and he dumps his super on you and those balls are just going all over the place, you're looking at a tough time. If not, you're out. So yeah, this one is another one that, again, I don't care too much about. I feel like his initial shooting is what needed a rework, not the damage. So that's it for Ricochet. The next one is Colt, which I'm actually confused about. So his reload speed is going from 1.5 to 1.6 seconds. So a tenth of a second. That's not anything anybody's going to really notice. I mean, at least in the heat of the game, you're not going to notice that it's, oh my god, he is reloading this much slower. That's minuscule. That's not, I don't even consider that a nerf. I consider that just a slight tweak or a rework in his reload. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. Colt to me is I'll go over Colt in another video. I want to dedicate a full video to each brawler at this point and really just talk about what's great about him and what's not and all that good stuff. Anyway, so Colt, I don't really consider this something that matters at all. Again, this is one that I genuinely just don't care about. Up next is Barley. His main attack and damage are increased from 560 to 600 per tick. That is a lot. Barley, if you thought Dynamite did some damage, Barley's right up there with him now. And the throwers, I think the throwers are they're gonna do really good in this new meta, because that's a pretty good increase. That's a significant amount. Plus Barley does the damage over time with his poison. So I think that's pretty cool too. Barley, definitely getting excited for that. I've had a rough time with Barley. I have a rough time with the throwers in general. I just think that my opinion was they don't do enough damage, and I just didn't feel that they were very, very useful in a couple of game modes. But this should definitely up them or make them a lot better. So next up is Daryl. His main attack is increased. He has a decrease from his main attack reload time from 2 seconds to 1.8 seconds. So this is another one that isn't gonna feel like it happened. He's gonna shoot just a tiny, like a smudge faster. He's not really gonna do anything. He's not gonna do more damage. He's not gonna do a whole lot of anything other than just shoot a smidge faster. And Daryl, I think, is highly underrated. I think once people start using him, he's gonna go off the chain, and Supercell will realize that he needs a nerf, as opposed to a buff. I do, on the other hand, I feel like they kind of missed the mark with Daryl. I feel like his super is what needed a rework. Not so much his attack speed. I feel like his attack speed is perfectly fine, but his super is just so uncontrollable. It's such a pain. A lot of times you just don't even want to activate it because you have no idea what's going to happen, and you don't know where you're going to end up, and that's what is so frustrating with Daryl. So I think that's what they should have done. They should have done a rework on his super, not an increase of his attack speed. So yeah, that's all I have to say on Daryl. Next up is Shelly. They increased her health from 3,200 to 3,600. This is good. I really like Shelly. I think she's awesome. She's another one that I think is super underrated. She's a great tank killer, but you had to use you had to use the arena to your advantage with Shelly a lot to get up close to get that kill, because she does more damage the closer she is. And yeah, I think this is really good. I think with this, she's gonna be an extremely well-balanced character, or an extremely well-balanced brawler. She's going to have it all, baby. She's going to have enough health to get her to her target and just blow them away if she has the opportunity to. So I think this is a really good thing for Shelly. Me being a very strong Shelly advocate. So the last, and certainly not the least, probably the biggest change of all, and the reason I saved this one for last is because I think it's going to be nuts. So Poco is going from 640 damage to 700. That's 60 hit points. That's a ton. That is a huge increase in damage. Poco is gonna wreck. This is my honest opinion. The fact that he does splash damage, or an area of damage, and he's gonna do 700 damage, that's gonna be nuts. I up until this point currently, Poco is, in my opinion, the worst brawler. He, as a healer, he's not that great. As a overall brawler and damage dealer, not that great. I just don't think he's anything to get excited about. If you unlock him, it's whatever. I genuinely don't care for him. But I think with this balance change, I think Poco is gonna be on the radar. I think this is what's gonna put him on the list of brawlers, like actual. I think he's going to be on the top. He's going to be up there just because of the range, or the area that his attack does. And just with this damage, he's going to be a monster to deal with. His health is still going to be his major weakness. He can't take hits. That's the reality. He can't take any hits. But he's going to be able to take people out. And I think that's awesome. Not to mention, as far as doing a ton of damage, he's also going to be able to heal somebody or heal his team, for his super. I think all in all, Poco is going to be a really strong brawler now. So I'm going to have to relocate him on my list, because previously he was the worst brawler on my list. So we'll see where he ends up for the next one. But anyway, that's the balance change that's coming. I have no idea when the update's coming. I don't even think the sneak peek YouTubers know when it's coming. We just know that it's coming, and I am super excited for it. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.